Honestly, if I didn't get help at MSC, I'd probably be in jail, in an institution, or I'd be dead. I was 13, my parents got a divorce, and from there on, I just kind of lived on the streets, out of cars, couch hopping, dealt with a lot of substance abuse and trying to fit into a crowd that I didn't know where I belonged, and just basically a lost teenager. I was in survival mode. So at 18, made a phone call to my sister. I asked for help. She checked me into a detox, spent 30 days in rehab, and she got me some help with a counselor at Multi-Service Center. They helped me, build a resume, helped me with classes for my GED, got me vouchers for the bus to get to Highline Community College and to job interviews and to work. Before I got services at the Multi-Service Center, I felt I was alone. Multi-Service Center gave me a purpose, and it gave me a reason to want to do better. And the guys and girls I met in Multi-Service Center really changed my life. And then I started hanging out with the same people that I associated with before I went to MSC, and led me back down to a deep, dark hole where I didn't know how to get out again. A lot of the things that I learned at Multi-Service Center was, I needed to have a plan for the future. I needed to get an education. I needed to make sure that I was taking care of myself before I could take care of someone else. I knew I needed a demographical change, so I moved to California, and it was about me, and it had to be about me. So the first year in California, I met my wife. I bought my first house about 2.5 years later. I got my first job in the mobile industry. I'm currently still in the industry after 13 years. Found a really amazing fellowship of young people in recovery that I could relate to. And it was probably the best 9 years I had in my life. So 2019, I decided that it was time to move back home. I felt good enough in my recovery where at the end of the day, I wanted to be around my parents. I wanted them to enjoy their first grandkid, and I felt it was the best time to do it. And I'm super grateful. Bought my house up here, sold my house in California. I'm currently 32 now, and I work for the biggest electronic company in the world. So I know a lot of kids don't have a dad. And for me, when I can wake up and I can get my kids ready for school every day, it means the world to me. If I think back of the days, where I wasn't in the situation I'm in right now, I never would have expected me to even be a father, let alone be a father that was in my children's life. So with my experience that I've had with Multi-Service Center and just, being in recovery and, being a product of, really the program of success, I've worked with kids in juvenile hall and halfway houses, and really been that kind of, that person that they can kind of come to, so they know they're not alone. That was one thing when I was growing up that I always felt like I was the only one going through the heartache and going through the hard times, and the world was against me. So just for me to give these kids just a little glimpse of hope that like, hey, you're not alone, you're not going through the battle of life by yourself. There's other people that are here to help you. So for me, I just want to give back again to what's been so freely just given to me.